So welcome to the Node.js and API team meeting for April 20th, 2020. We'll follow our standard approach of looking at what we've got tagged for the agenda. I guess before we get started, does anybody have any announcements or anything they'd like to share? Okay, if not, I'm just going to share the screen with that on it. Okay, so the next Node add-on API release. Just take a look at where we're at on there. So I know, Gabriel, you were looking at these two, 663 and 697. Anything new on those?
Okay, if you can go on 705. Okay. It's a new pull request that remove the NAPI that add NAPI experimental flag on begin type, but then LegendCast said that we need to use NAPI underscore version, and for me it's right.
Right. Okay. So
we need to add these pull requests to make the new version. I agree.
Right. Okay. Because that we made a mistake when we unguarded it.
Yeah, we totally missed this check on
Right. Okay.
So wait a second. These cases. So these cases are they not guarded?
No. I checked in your pull request, and
okay, so they're missing then.
Yeah, we missed it, and
okay, all right. So I need to update the pull request to include these guards.
Yeah, or but if you update your pull request, we need to close this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who submitted this one?
I don't know.
It's okay, because then I may just copy their I may just include their commit and then amend it, or not amend it, but I'd amend it and replace the NAPI experimental with NAPI version greater than 5, and they would still get credit, but they would be, it would be as part of my PR. So my PR would have several commits, including theirs.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So wait, which one was this? 690 what?
This is 705.
705, and yours is
705.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing we could just do is just
ask them,
update this. Like if we actually just did comments, push them, and then landed it, that would do the trick too.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
That might be easier, right? Just as opposed to explaining.
Okay, wait. Let me understand it. That's true. So shall we consider comments to be nits and then ask them as we land?
Well, this I think, because let's see, the other next release, like I think it's that there just never was a guard. Like at some point when we took Big Int 64,
there never was a guard. That's right.
Out of experimental, we either forgot, like either there was never a guard there, although I don't know quite how that would have worked, or we somehow dropped the guard at an earlier time, right? And so this is adding back in a guard that should have always been there.
The way it might have worked is that our enums, if I remember correctly, our enums in Node core in NAPI core, they never have guards because that would not render them API stable. They cannot have guards.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why that's why it worked, even though it was experimental, because those enum values, they are available,
Okay.
even if the rest is not.
Okay. So I guess the question is, does it really need guards then?
Well, the values are not available, but it would make sense to have guards though, because we want this to fail if the stuff is not there.
Yeah, like I guess you're right. You don't want it to compile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, here we take a look at the
Because
file.
my understanding is that having these guards at all is not so much because the API is not there, but because we want to give folks the ability to restrict their code to certain versions of an API and to fail if they accidentally use stuff that's not part of that version, right? So then here we are not, we're not living up to that kind of, like, we're not breaking ABI or anything, but we're not living up to it either, because their code will compile even though it shouldn't have.
Right, I'm just looking 1631. Oops, there's 1631.
Okay, so it's experimental.
Well, no, that's what the PR was adding.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is okay.
Right.
This is the PR commit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the thing is typed array typed array. I suspect what happens is that you'll never get that type. Right, like if it doesn't exist, you just won't get that type anyway.
No, you won't. But what about like the enum value? Does the enum value exist? Is it defined? But I guess it should be, right? Because we don't guard those in core, I don't think.
Yeah, although it's only in versions where it was added. So in previous versions, like if you went with an older version, it wouldn't be there. So yeah, no, having the guard definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then I think Nicola already commented that should not say NAPI experimental, but rather, or Lucas commented that it should be that.
And so greater, and actually it's not greater than equal. Yeah, greater than equal to 6 would be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we've been using greater than, so just for consistency, it should probably be greater than 5. Let me double check.
Yeah, we usually use greater than.
So I mean, we can actually just do this, right? So whichever is just greater than 5, I think is what we're having, right?
Yeah, we've been using greater than strictly. So
yeah.
Right. So if we do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I can.
Yes.
If you want to just land those, and then we could just land the whole thing, right? I don't know how do we do the end ifs? Do we put the if, the whole if there? Gabriel, if you were looking at one, did you see what the closing end if looked like?
Yeah, I'm checking. Okay. Yeah. So, well, we don't include the if in the end if. Just the condition. Just your ending.
Like that? Or just
two spaces, no brackets either. Yeah, which is kind of inconsistent because we have brackets on the actual opening.
See, like 2 spaces here?
Yeah,
two.
there. Yeah, okay, it's got them though. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's one. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so that way you could just commit those two, I think, and then land it would be the easiest.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to add that one in. So 697.
I think that we can land this.
Okay. Okay, so that's ready to go. I guess actually you added something recently, Gabriel, a couple hours ago. Is there another?
No, that's in core, and it refers to this PR.
Ah, okay.
So yeah,
Right,
basically,
okay.
yeah. Remember, it should be ready to go.
Okay.
It's just it needs to be backported to 13 before we can run the tests on 13 as well.
Right. Right. Okay. But this is not really related to that, is it? Like this is.
It kind of is because you can't run the tests because they don't work on Windows.
Just to validate it. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, our entire CI is broken by the fact that thread safe function is broken upstream. So
yeah, I guess you can now run it on master. We just can't run it on 13.
Yeah, so master 10 and 12 work.
Yeah.
13 doesn't.
But I guess there's no point rushing this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I think we should wait for the 13 backport. It's pretty straightforward, and I've already submitted the PR for it.
Okay. I mean, if that drags out, probably what we were going to do was switch the CI to be 14 soon anyway. 14 in master.
Yeah. We test on LTS, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that one's ready to go, but we may just hold off till we fix up the CI. Support for add-on instance data.
Same thing. It should be good to go.
Okay.
But again, I can't run the CI.
Right. Okay.
Oh, and I think I fixed those guards because you said fix the guards, and I think I did. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It should be ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't understand the first point. So we need to remove on the Node.js API documentation the support for Node version lower than 10. Is it right?
Yeah, anywhere that we like, it's like looking for where we might say something about what versions we support, and we want to make it clear that we only support the current LTS versions, which are 10 and above.
Yeah, because we have some points where we there are we support we say that we support version 6.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I will take this.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks. Okay, so we got a few things to work on, but we're getting there.
And we have a new issue, the 706 on Node.js API, and I think that we can. It's about begin, and I think that with the new release, we will solve even if this what is reported here. Is it right?
Okay, so for JavaScript, I sent a big int, but on the new site, I cannot get the parameter within it by checklib. This may be that, yeah, if they haven't defined it as experimental, they can't get them yet.
Yeah, okay. Because
right, I think it's in 6 that we're saying it's no longer experimental. So I think you're right, but I'm not 100% sure what their problem is. We could ask if they've defined experimental or not, right? Because they should have been able to try it out.
Okay, if you have an API version lower than 6, you need to set NAPI experimental, and I think that all works good.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you, I don't know. Maybe Gabriel has some problem. He's on chat.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna open
up. Sorry, I just gotta go for a couple of minutes. Be right back.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think it would be worth saying, you know, if you're for the current version, you have to define NAPI experimental if you wanted to use it. But you know, we're planning a NAPI 6 release, or we're planning a new release soon.
Sorry about that.
Will you know, add in that will support NAPI 6 properly.
As a response to this issue?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we basically the answer to this issue is already in work, right?
Right. Yeah. It's up to you, and you can, if they want to do something now, they just have to define NAPI experimental, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can answer if you want.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Anything on the next release before we move on?
Yeah. I found this other pull request. The number 703.
This one, okay.
Yeah, this.
So I don't quite get the question.
Yeah, this is my the same problem. I have the same problem. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is Legendikas, I guess he's not on the call today because he seemed to be.
Okay, yeah, so it was moved, but I don't get the problem here, right? Because like Node.js will automatically define NAPI version to be a big value, but then why would greater than 4 fail if it's a big version? Oh, wait a minute. What? NAPI version equal? But that still happens, though, I think. I don't quite get this PR either.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Like I would like to see a repro, you know, like this.
Why don't you chime in and say, can we see the full code?
Yeah, so I mean, it looks like
understand.
Yeah, I mean, we should just build the tests with like version 10.15 maybe, and see if they fail, because like I don't think they should, but.
Okay, so I can experiment because I think that we have the module that failed, right? Okay, we have the module that is reported. Yeah, here we have this issue. that I post on the chat. This is the module that has the problem. Maybe I can experiment installing a node 10, 15, and I can see where is the problem.
Okay, sure.
And then I can answer.
Okay. So maybe there's something we changed back then, or something we've. It basically seems to be saying. Define NAPI experimental, NAPI versions, blah, then undef NAPI version. Yeah, we might have done something like, because there used to be like the NAPI, when experimental was set, we used to set the NAPI version high, I think, potentially.
Yeah.
And it may be that in some of the. Okay. Anyway, okay, let's, if you can try it out and see, that would be good.
Okay.
That might be a candidate to get into this release too, if it's a real thing.
Okay.
Okay, anything else before we move on to the next tag, the next issue? No, okay, the SQLite port, anything new on that front, Jim?
Yeah, so for quite a while now, we've had another contributor on this issue, and he took the work I did and then added the, he changed the libuv threading to the NAPI threading.
Okay.
And it's been failing unpredictably. And
okay.
So I've been looking at that, and the maintainer of the module asked for a PR. He said, we need a PR. Okay. So the other contributor made a PR from his work, and I was able to show him a way to make it fail consistently. And he has now been able to resolve that issue.
Ah, excellent.
All of the CI is passing. And so the PR is under review.
Okay.
And it looks like they're going to do it as a semver major. So there may be a bit of a process here, but from the technical side, it's all working. And if you're interested in seeing the PR, I've linked it off of our issue.
Okay, that's great. So, and it was really pulled from the SQLite maintainers as well.
Correct. Yes.
Like they were saying, hey, we need this. And then they looked at it and said, okay, I understand what's going on.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, other maintainers are involved. They are planning to drop support for anything below Node 10 on this semver major. So that cleans up. But even the Electron builds are working. So
fantastic.
Major. And so I'm continuing to monitor and contribute there where I can. There were some questions about the builds and that I was able to resolve. So anyway,
oh, well, great job. It's like, that's a perfect example where the work you did unlocked the maintainer to do the last little bit. And
exactly.
It's really good.
Exactly. So anyway.
Okay, well, that's good. So that sounds like SQLite will use it going forward fairly soon.
I think so. Yeah, maybe perhaps in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, sounds good.
Jim, I am just curious. Is there a benchmark test on SQLite?
Yes, Nicola, there are some benchmark tests as part of the repo. So I will look at that before next week, Nicola.
Okay.
I'll run those benchmarks against. Go ahead, Nicola. Excuse me.
Just to see if the performance are the same or not. Using an API, because we have, for example, binding with RocksDB that it's where the performance are better using an API, but Yeah, I was yeah, I'm curious about this.
I think one thing I can do is I can run some of the longer running Mocha tests. If they run a longer than a certain amount of time, they put a little tag on the Mocha tests. So I think I'll run the Mocha tests on the current release version and on this one and see if there's any comparison on the Mocha tests as well.
Okay.
So I think that's a good point, Nicola.
Okay, any other things on that one?
No, I think we're good there, Michael.
Okay, good. So the next one is transferring the API tutorials. Do you have anything new on that one?
Yeah, so I've been looking at the Node.js.dev, which is based on Gatsby. I've done a fork of the examples repo, and I'm creating a tutorial. I've created a tutorial directory on that repo, and I've installed Gatsby. So that's in progress. Gatsby has a bit of a learning curve on it, so I'll continue to plug away on that one.
Okay, sounds good. Then we are basically at the, are there any open issue, I guess, traffic issues for modules that are ported? I don't think there's anything new there, so no, although we can take a look at npm node add-on API. It looks like we were up to 800,000. Now it's down to 781. So it's gone up significantly. Maybe it's leveling out around 800,000 now a week, which is a pretty good number. I'm sure the SQLite port will probably add some to that as well.
I think it's 6 million.
Okay, so that might add a significant amount.
Yeah.
Okay. Transfer the NAPI to, okay, right, track history, right. So burn down list of issues raised by module owners. So at this point, just are there any other issues that we should talk about that people have noticed? I know we've talked about a few of them, but are there any others? Oops.
Just checking an API.
Right, that's what I was just going to do. I see a couple for Legendicast seems to have opened a couple. I'm not quite sure what the question is there. I guess it's saying you can potentially have less than one parameter, like we could cut down one parameter, but okay, I guess we can ask next time.
The async context already has a resource object. I think that's what he's saying.
They're related. I'd have to go look at all the other calls for the async hooks. And
yeah.
okay, so I guess those are two make callback async hooks. Doesn't reflect the object resource for a given async context. Okay, so there may be a bug there related to async hooks. And
okay. I think regarding this false assumption PR, I think this is just something that that we've left in there, and it's pretty old and it's kind of out of date, and I think that may be the motivation behind this.
You're talking about this first one?
Let me see, 32928. No.
32898?
No. Mine. The one I'm talking about is 32928.
PR or issue?
It's a PR.
Okay.
32928. Yeah, third one from the top. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so basically it removes this. We've been sort of faking out the async context, sort of reproducing the structure, knowing that in the internal structure is the same, but we should be doing that. So this PR removes that sort of stubbing that we're doing, or we were doing. If we land this.
Okay, this is all in the test, right?
Yeah. So
right.
basically, update the test to remove the assumption that the async context consists of two doubles.
Okay.
So that's the false assumption, I think.
I wonder if the tests were failing or what, or is just.
Well, or it's incorrect, right? Because we are sort of like the async context has a certain internal structure, and the test was assuming that internal structure, right? Whereas now it is no longer assuming any internal structure, because it uses the async context using the appropriate API, which is the strings, right? String and object, if I'm not mistaken, right? JavaScript string for the name of the context, and JavaScript object for the context to be used when callbacks are made.
Okay, right.
So, and that is the correct way to use the async context. And so this updates the test to use it correctly.
Okay, it may be, yeah, it may have been that this is what it was at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and we never updated the test.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
All right, so that's good. We have some activity.
Yep. Okay. Right, those are the recent stuff. Okay, but nothing we necessarily need to discuss. I don't know. Already talked about that one. This one, there was some back and forth. Still got to find some time to understand the use case a bit more. What I was wondering is whether, like you said, I think you said, Gabriel, that there's just a way to get a callback.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Yeah.
Which one's this? 702. Yeah, I need to comment on that. 702. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to comment. Okay, so that would be Node add-on API 702. Oh, that's.
Okay, that one's moving along, asking for reproducible code. That's good. I think that's about it. Yep. So any other things we should talk about this week? If not, I guess thanks for everybody's time, and we'll see everybody next week.
Okay.
Till next week.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.